From Argus Media, this is Fuels Focus, a recap of stories within the U.S. refined products marketplace from the week that was September 9th through the 13th, 2024. October NYMEX WTI finished the week near $67 a barrel from concerns over softening demand in China, compiled with production in the U.S. Gulf of Mexico being shut for a day as Hurricane Francine made landfall on Wednesday. Refined product supply in Louisiana was largely unaffected by Francine, which made landfall as a Category 2 storm. Some terminals shut loading during the peak of the storm late Wednesday and in the early hours of Thursday, but were mostly back online or restoring operations later on Thursday. U.S. road fuel stockpiles rose last week as demand levels reached multi-month lows. Gasoline exports rose 8.2% to 936,000 barrels a day, while diesel exports were also up about 8.2% at 1.5 million barrels a day. Gulf Coast diesel prices climbed above a recent 37-month low this week as regional inventories slid to a 10-week low following an upswing in export demand. Atlantic Coast distillate cash prices rebounded this week amid lower liquidity. Atlantic Coast RBOB prices dropped nearly a 9-month low amid declining futures and demand shifting to winter-grade gasoline. New York Harbor distillate cash prices fell to a 36-month low despite stronger cash differentials. Domestic gasoline demand into the 2024 summer driving season well below pre-COVID-19 pandemic norms and at the lower end of average post-COVID levels. The driving season, which is measured from the last Monday in May to the first Monday in September, averaged 9.1 million barrels of gasoline this year. That was up about 49,000 barrels a day from the same period last year and up by 291,000 barrels from 2022, but well below the 9.4 million barrel a day level in the summer of 2021 when demand surged in the wake of the pandemic as the U.S. economy reopened. And an ethanol group has asked a court to revisit its ruling throwing out the Environmental Protection Agency's denial of dozens of requests for economic hardship exemptions from the renewable fuel standard. The ethanol group Growth Energy said in a Monday filing that the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit misunderstood EPA's arguments justifying its rejections of the small refinery exemption petitions and insufficiently considered evidence about how refineries, behind on their obligations, can purchase renewable identification number credits known as RINs. The group wants the panel that vacated EPA's denials earlier this summer to correct the errors by rehearing the case. And that's all for this edition of Fuels Focus, a production of Argus Media, a leading independent provider of pricing and commodity market information. For these stories and others, along with the latest on pricing in the marketplace, make sure to subscribe to the daily Argus Media U.S. Products Report.